Hi everyone, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com, and this is Critique My Query, a video column that we've been offering at the Writer magazine for some time now. I have said consistently that if you haven't had your query letter critiqued and you sent it a while ago, to just give me a nudge. Send me an email and let me know, because I have a lot that I'm, kind of multitasking here. So some do slip through the email cracks, if there is such a thing. And this one did. And so this writer sent me nudged me gently, and so let's get to her query letter. Okay, she sent me a couple of paragraphs about this query letter that I won't read, but perhaps I'll weave this into the critique once I give it. Dear editor, I'm seeking representation for my picture book, The Kissy Monster. It is a 251 words in length and is aimed at children 3 to 7 years old. It follows the story of a little girl running through different parts of her home from a kissy monster who ultimately turns out to be a loving mother. The story is whimsical in nature, and the illustrations play a vital role in telling the story. There is a list of illustration recommendations at the end of the text that help visually explain the story. With a major in children's literature, I'm a teacher with over 20 years of experience specializing in 4 to 8-year-old children. I've always been interested in writing for children, and this is the first book I've attempted to have published. Sincerely yours. Okay. So what do I think of this letter? Well, I think it's short, but then the book that she is pitching, The Kissy Monster, which is very sweet, is also short. So we've got a book here. It's a picture book essentially with 251 words in it. For those of you who may be new to the business end of this of our industry, historically, editors from traditional houses really only wanted the text of children's stories because they had and have a list of illustrators that they use in-house. And so they'll marry the text with illustrators that they've already got on board. So it doesn't really make any sense for a writer of children's books to also offer illustrations unless the writer is also the illustrator. And then that's a whole different scene, and I know that editors really do like the two. I don't think that this is true. I mean, the book sounds very sweet, but I'm a little confused in this. I think it's the second paragraph. The story is whimsical in nature, and the illustrations play a vital role in telling the story. There is a list of illustration recommendations at the end of the text that help visually explain the story. I don't know that I would put it that way. Take a look at those two sentences, because I'm not quite sure what she's saying. Does she have a list of illustrators that she thinks would be good fits for this? If so, say that very, very plainly. That's number one. I'm just watching time here. And the other thing, she in her pre-query, in the notes that she sent, she asked a few things about being an unpublished author who has experience with, teaching children. She says, should I place the illustration suggestions next to the line of text that they are partnered with? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't complicate this query letter. I would look for editors that write children's books. I would also look for authors that publish children's books, but I'd also look for authors that write children's books, illustrated children's books. One of them who comes to mind, Lee Wardlaw, Wardlaw. I know she's here on the West Coast, and she's quite prolific. You might want to check her blog, and you might want to say that Marla Miller encouraged you to do that. I don't think that will hurt you. And take a look at what Lee's done, because, boy, she's prolific. And she might even offer on her blog, I have no idea, some suggestions to writers, because she's very helpful with writers, and I believe, spends quite a bit of time teaching workshops. But this is Lee Wardlaw is a very good resource for this writer. The other thing that I would encourage this writer to do is consider indie publishing this or self-publishing it. If you have especially if you have illustrators on board, this would, for a book that's only this length, like 250, 291 words, I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for you to jump into indie publishing and publish this yourself. It's pretty easy to find applications that will allow you to publish and also include photos or illustrations. So I think that this is one of those books that I would look for agents that rep children's books. My guess would be, and again, this is out of my area of expertise because I don't do children's, but I'm thinking that they might want more than one. But it doesn't hurt to pitch, so go ahead and pitch to agents. But also consider doing this one yourself because I bet it wouldn't be that hard to do. And then the last bit of advice that I would offer is find a writer who does this really, really well, like Lee Wardlaw or someone else who you love, because I'm sure you read children's authors. And, hop on their blogs and give them some love on their blogs. And you never know, when you do that with writers, with authors who are out there, you'll be amazed at how helpful they are oftentimes. They really appreciate support and they like to support writers. I hope that this is helpful. Until the next time, be well, keep writing.